she put up a GoFundMe to do it. Not a great idea for a commercial business to be like, here, we're going to
just give us money to decorate.
Put it on social media. And obviously people in the community were like, can you imagine a business asking us for money just to put Christmas lights up? They started writing things, just negative things. And instead of the owner being like, yeah, maybe that wasn't a great idea, the owner said, like, come down here and I'll fight you. And like, I open up Facebook and I just find this like hugely now going viral. Local business owner offers to fight customers in his parking lot. So I had to jump in there and craft the PR message.
So you were briefly running social and PPC for Fight Club.
Yeah. When the business went under, they didn't pay their employees. So I told them all to show up at the parking lot at 2 o'clock. And whoever wins
gets
paid.
Their paycheck. What a nightmare that would be for everybody. Yes. What's in your cup there, sir?
I'm drinking espresso and sparkling water.
Oh, is that a new summer drink?
That's my office drink.
It's your Americano Italiano.
Yeah, it's my
Pellegrino Americano.
My redneck carbonated Americano.
No, it's not redneck because sparkling water is very Italiano.
That's true.
So yeah, you're going more
an espresso.
Your time in France, I guess.
My Nespresso machine.
Your Nespresso, and it's not Pellegrino. If you're in France, it would be Perrier.
No, French is Perrier. Yeah.
Or Aviation.
It was interesting being in France because, like, when you go to the grocery store, there's the sparkling water, and like, being a Mainer, it's like all Poland Spring everything,
right? And
then you see Perrier in the States, and you're like, oh, you're Mr. Fancy, getting the fancy water, and that's their Poland Spring, like that's their
daily drinker.
Yeah,
it's cheap there, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like getting a bottle of Poland Spring here or Polar. Right. It's the same price there. Yeah.
Yeah. Any? Did you have any like revelations while you were over there? Anything? Aha moments?
I always find when I travel, and especially when I leave the country for an extended period of time, I think it's like I might have micromanaging tendencies in when I'm here in the office, and I don't
think anybody agrees with that. By the way.
Well, that's good. Or unless you're saying that sarcastically.
No.
Oh, okay. Good. Because I feel like I'm like so like checking in on everybody, like on the minutia what they're working on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
And then when I'm away from the office, or maybe it's just because people can't contact me as easily. I find when I'm working remote or I'm on a longer trip, it gives me time to think about like big picture, like where's the direction of the agency? What do I want to see changes? What are inefficiencies? Kind of along that. Maybe I just have more time to think about big picture.
I think I get that because when we travel, for example, here we're away from home for about 6 weeks, and same thing. It's not a business trip per se or anything like that, but I reflect on life and like where I'm at. Is there a new chapter coming? What's the plan for the next year? Yeah, I think as you get away from the day to day, and it helps you kind of reflect about how do you feel about the day to day.
My absolute favorite is Courtney. When I'm away,
I won't take that personally, but okay.
Well, not that Courtney's my absolute favorite, but
I think that's what you just said.
My favorite is Courtney adapting to me being away. Knowing that with my attention span, that if she needs something from me, she schedules emails to go out. Like if she's writing an email, she'll schedule it to go out in the middle of the night for her, knowing that it will hit my inbox at 8 a.m. in France.
So now we know who's really pulling the strings around here.
It's Courtney.
Courtney.
Yes.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
She's behind the curtain.
She's behind the curtains.
I think that's actually that's an accurate
description of Courtney.
Yeah, for sure. She's a genius at what she does.
I mean, she oftentimes is like, not like, I don't think ever serious, but she's like, am I getting fired? Am I getting fired? And I was like, Courtney.
I wish we could fire you. It's impossible.
No, I'm like, Courtney, the day you quit is the day you're going to see me with like a gas can walking around the office.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's over. We're just done.
Yeah. It's to be able to have the confidence of that irreplaceable or very hard to replace person.
Yes. I think we have a lot of integral pieces of C Point now.
I have a list in my head of in my 1 year of observation of people that I go like, oh, like, these are the key players here.
Yeah.
And I will not list those people.
Good job. Good political move.
And I am not on that list of people.
I don't know if I'm on that list of people.
You are. Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. Boss.
I'm the one who buys the mayo.
Ooh, that was regrettable. Okay. So.
Yeah, what are we talking about on this podcast today?
So I'm one of the things working in marketing that surprised me the most is the time that it takes to develop from strategy to implementation.
Yes.
I had in my imagination that it would take, a week or two to come up with an idea, strategy, and talk it over as a team, develop the idea, and roll it out. That was, but the reality is it's months long in some cases.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing I think about working in marketing. Until you see how the bacon's made. I don't know if that's the expression.
Sausage.
How the sausage is made. Yeah, until you when you see how the bacon is made. No, when you see how the both are pretty gruesome.
We bring
actually,
home the bacon.
Yeah,
we make the sausage.
I do find that people see the end result of marketing, and they don't understand like all that went into it,
right? And
the slow movement, especially the more complicated campaigns. The bigger the client is, and the slow moving wheels to get to that point where you have a finished campaign.
Yeah, because there's not a person that says, yeah, that's a great idea, go. It's a committee, right?
And it's not just the fact that it's a committee, but there's like revisions, there's compliance. Right. If you're in a sensitive industry, there's
multiple committees.
Right. And then there's, client approval, there's compliance approval, there's internal approvals. So, from that point when an idea has genesis to seeing a finished piece of marketing material, whether it's an ad or a blog or some other type of content, like the amount of steps and the intentionality of things in it.
Right.
And that's why I find I get so surprised when I see like flaws in marketing, like
that made it through the process.
Made it through the process.
Yeah, I was a case study of a very different style of marketing and a different style of client that we do here at C Point is Ryan Reynolds. So you have a celebrity, and instead of just doing a celebrity endorsement, making a commercial and getting his paycheck, he has full engagement with. He becomes partners with a usually relatively small. I would call it like a third tier type company. So it was
a Wrexham, if you will.
It was a Mint Mobile, right? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Or it was Mint, yeah. Mint Mobile, and then Aviation Gin.
Yeah.
So thinking about Aviation Gin, he was partnered with that company for about 2 years, like 2018 to 2020, and it was a large company for a high end premium gin, which they were doing like 15 to 20,000 cases a year. So not on the global scale, not a huge company. And in those 2 years, he doubled that from 15 to 20 with his marketing efforts and campaign up to 40. And they sold the company for like $600 million. So a fantastic couple years, right? And good timing with the pandemic. Everybody started drinking more. So it all timed out probably pretty well. But his style of marketing was pretty revolutionary compared to normal. So one of the things was he had a 48-hour turnaround from concept to release. And he didn't just do that just to be fast. He did it because he was going to capitalize on, to some extent, his stardom, so he could get eyeballs onto a thing. But he was also very much like, what's in the zeitgeist? What's viral right now on TikTok or on YouTube or whatever the channel was? And he would take that concept and integrate it and piggyback off of the fact that this is getting eyeballs right now. piggyback off of that. So there was a one example was there was some, I don't remember the ad, but Peloton had like a crash and burn moment on an ad. Do you know?
Yeah,
Do you
I
remember what
that.
I don't remember what the ad was.
It was a Super Bowl ad, and it was like the woman looked like she was like being held hostage. Like she just looked like she was like, I got a Peloton.
I gotta pedal faster.
Yeah, and then I remember that campaign, and then they had her drinking at the bar with the Aviation Gin.
Okay, so he used the same actress. So 48-hour turnaround. Yeah. He sees that, boom, it's going viral. He says, let's create an ad based on that, kind of spoofing it or building off of it. Gets the same actress, and they release it. And what was beautiful is because it was viral, he was getting free ads because people were just watching it.
Right.
He wasn't paying for this to be watched. Now people are looking for it and watching it. And, okay, you can talk about intent. Like, were these people intending to buy gin? Like, no, but it's certainly getting brand recognition for a small gin brand.
Well, but I mean, I think that's the thing about Ryan Reynolds. He brought he brought his own brand. He's piggybacking his own brand off of all the products that he was selling.
But what was, I think the combination of that, his name and using the virality of the concept was genius because just because Ryan Reynolds buys the gym brand, like 1% of his followers might try it out just to like what's going on. But when you bring that virality to it, now you probably bump it up to like 10% or more because now people that I wasn't following Ryan Reynolds, but it became like I was aware of it. And when you watch it, they were entertaining to watch. So he made it in a very theatrical way.
Right.
So I think that was an interesting strategy in a very different marketing world than the style of Seapoint, obviously. It doesn't really cross over very well.
Right.
But I thought it was a really interesting sort of avant-garde approach to just breaking the wheel.
Yeah, and I think he has that ability too, though, because I think the fundamentals of what you're talking about, there's a couple things. One, because he's not just marketing, he's ownership.
Right.
So you've reduced that friction point. Mm-hmm. Like he comes up with an idea. His background in media, he understands not just the marketing side, but he understands like what is going to appeal
and what's going to look good on film.
Yeah, and appeal to media consumption, right?
Exactly.
So you're able to reduce you're basically able to take those steps out as far as like having your siloed marketing, pitching ownership, who then has to push back, and then so you have that instant sign off in that case. And
I'm sure, so he cut through committees. Like he becomes probably a committee of nearly one, because I would imagine he went into the whole thing with the plan of doing. He didn't just like, oh, let's see what happens. He knew he was going to do this crazy new form of marketing. And that's probably what excited him to even get involved in a small gin company, to try out the concept or the strategy of marketing like this. And no doubt when he was negotiating to become partners, he negotiated that into, like, I'm going to have control over marketing. Right. I'm everything in the marketing. And you guys,
it's great to have a spokesperson right?
with millions of followers. Exactly. Yeah. So, and I'm sure that they were, they had grown to a relatively large company, but they knew that they were going to get a big boost from this. It was a risk for them,
right?
Because it was I
mean, the same thing. Like you look at Wrexham now.
Yeah,
same thing. Like, I mean, they bought Wrexham, a third-tier team, as you were just saying. Mm-hmm. That investment in it and that exposure of the brand.
I know that the very, just what you mentioned. I don't know any of this, like how did, apart from him buying it, and I imagine putting money into it, how did he market it, or how did it?
But here's the fascinating thing is English football. Mm-hmm. So, real quick synopsis for the American listeners who don't understand European sports,
You're
right?
Talking to me.
Yeah. So, like they have their professional levels. Like here in the States, we've got like, let's say baseball, right? So you have your baseball, then you have your AAA teams, then your AA teams, single A teams, right? But they're all controlled by the parent team.
Right.
And the parent team is always going to be a professional team, even if they're really, really horrible. They could have like 5 years. They could be the Florida Marlins and just be really bad. well, in English football or European football, that bottom team, that team that's horrible, drops down a level. So the bottom 3 teams drop down a level, and then you can just keep sinking levels. Like you could be a professional, you could be the Florida Marlins one year, and you could just be a single A ball club in 4 or 5 years if you don't invest or you don't. So you have that, right? So you can. There's a high ceiling. You can be a bad team, a small team somewhere. You can have a very high ceiling to get to, because a Premier League team is worth billions of dollars.
Right.
So then you have you have Wrexham, good reputation, old reputation, low risk, 3rd tier, right? The other thing they have is they have very strict rules about financial fairness there. So you can only keeping teams from going bankrupt. So it might seem like a cool thing to have this millionaire come into your team, and you're like, great, he's going to lavish all this money, and now this team's going to be awesome, which the team I follow, Newcastle, kind of did. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia basically bought the team through wealth fund, and you're thinking, oh man, unlimited money for the team, right?
Right.
The problem is the team can't spend more money than it brings in. But you have this relatively obscure team playing in the 3rd division that nobody in the States, you probably can't name a single team in the 3rd division of English football. No. But all of a sudden, Ryan Reynolds, the other guy, which I feel horrible. The guy from, it's one of the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Rob McElhaney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's never going to see this podcast, so he's not going to know that.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Rob might be really hurt because he might be like the guy.
Maybe he tracks Google where his name pops up, and now it'll pop up.
Yeah. And he's going to crap on C Point after this.
No,
Anyways.
he's gonna
appreciate us. Let's just say the fact that both of them, and then they get the show on FX, right? We Are Wrexham. They bring them to
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, brings them to a U.S. tour, right?
Oh, okay.
I think they played the women's team and destroyed the women's team as in their they played against the U.S. women's soccer team.
Okay.
Wrexham played them stuff
and
destroyed
won.
them. Yeah.
No, see.
Comes on this tour. All of a sudden, there's a lot of Americans who know this
Wrexham.
little team from Wales, this little Welsh team.
So he started doing some pretty wild things.
So the thing is, because people are buying jerseys, people are, following the team.
Income's going up.
Income's going up.
Spend goes up.
Spend can go up. So they jumped 2 divisions. So they're in the 2nd tier right now.
Okay.
But it would be crazy because, again, if next year, let's just say they continue this run, they get up to the Premier League, they're top league in England, one of the top leagues in the world, that investment's going to be same thing. The investment, he can sell it off like Aviation Gin at that point.
Right.
No.
So that so one of the takeaway is he did some unusual things with the team once he acquired it.
And it's kind of interesting too because I was on a plane somewhere and I the episodes of We Are Wrexham were on the the only thing the plane was showing. So good job there.
Wow.
But so I was watching the first episode, and it wasn't like he was this diehard soccer fan who was just like, oh man, I can't wait to own a team now that I've made it. This wasn't like a.
What was his approach to it then?
He just was like, oh, this is going to make me money. It was.
It was a straight marketing resale play.
Straight business plan.
Is he still on the team? Is he still involved?
Yeah, he's still the owner of the team.
Interesting.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt, though, that, again, the Aviation Gin or, does he still own Mint Mobile?
I think he's out of both deals.
I
don't know what the Mint Mobile deal closed for, but I thought between the two he was close to a bill.
Yeah. So when he sells Wrexham,
for sure,
to
you would imagine
the country of Qatar, when Qatar buys Wrexham from him.
Interesting. Yeah. So one of the things when you travel around, you have to. Interesting when you go across borders, you have to say what you do on the entrance thing, and you say you put marketing down. But in general, in conversations, it's funny the reaction that I get anyway when I say marketing. Like a lot of people kind of groan, like, ugh, because they think of whatever aspect of marketing they don't like. It's the ad that pops up. It's something that's like interfering with what they're actually trying to do. And but the reality of working here at Sea Point for me is very different because it's not any of those sort of negative versions of marketing that we hate. The thing that's trying to con you into buying a product that you're not really interested in, that you're not really needing, and that's not a quality product or a quality company.
Well, I think that's purposeful too, right?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Sea Point's like a very different. And so I explain that. I go, well, like marketing, everything has to be marketed.
Right.
And it's true. You remember maybe the bad ones more because it's upsetting to you or offensive to you, or you hated the result of it because it wasn't. And so the example we used the other day, talking to Christy, was when you order something on AliExpress, it comes and it's like half the size of what you thought it was going to be. It's like, we ordered one time an ottoman, like we thought it was going to be like an ottoman, like
An actual
what
ottoman.
you would assume an ottoman would be a similar height to your chair. It was literally like this tall and like this wide. It was like for a doll. It was an ottoman for a doll.
Well, maybe Chinese people are just smaller people.
Evidently.
Yeah.
Evidently, they're very happy with small ottomans. This was certainly not the Ottoman Empire. So the point is like very like not upsetting, but just like disappointing.
Right.
But the companies that we work with feel very different to me. There's integrity. There's a product that is valuable.
Right.
And it just needs to be displayed to the people that need it.
Well, I think very specifically, we haven't taken on clients. There's been times where
You had some skeezy clients that was just would have been a money grab.
The problem is marketing is not going to solve your business problems.
Right.
So if you have a bad product, marketing amplifies your brand. So if you have a product that's substandard, you have a client that threatens to kill its customers.
That's not good.
No, that actually happened to us. Yeah, we long time ago. It's not a good relationship. But yeah, no, it was funny story. There was a restaurant, and it was more
can
like.
You tell the story?
Yeah, I'll tell the story.
Okay.
It was a restaurant, and we loved the restaurant.
Okay.
No, we didn't really love the restaurant. Again, that was one of those examples, right? The restaurant wasn't super
Feels
great.
like a very conflicted story.
But it was down the street from me, and I really wanted it to succeed because it was barbecue, like right next to my house.
Okay.
So who doesn't want that to succeed
tracks,
and
right.
go under, right?
Right.
And they did things they weren't from the community, and they made some kind of tone deaf moves. Like the restaurant wasn't doing super great. The wife of the restaurant decided that, and it was kind of an iconic location where the restaurant was, and said, I would love to put up Christmas lights all over the restaurant exterior. Wouldn't that be a cheery thing for this very popular known spot on the seacoast?
Okay.
So she put up a GoFundMe to do it, which not a great idea for a commercial business to be like, here, we're going to
just give us money to decorate?
Yeah, exactly. So not well thought out.
Right.
And put it on social media. And obviously people in the community were like, can you imagine a business asking us for money just to put Christmas lights up? Like that seems very tone deaf to a lot of people. Right. But people on social media are horrible people anyways. And so they started
all bots.
they started writing things, basically like just negative things.
Right.
And instead of the owner being like, yeah, maybe that wasn't a great idea, the owner said, like, come down here and I'll fight you. And this was like more of a hobby client, because obviously it's very different from our larger
and they're
corporate.
they're not making a lot of money. They're probably not spending a lot of money.
It's very different from our large corporate clients. It was just like the guy around my neighborhood who I wanted his little restaurant to succeed.
I follow.
And like I open up Facebook and I just find this like hugely now going viral of
Well, you got to go viral.
Yeah, local business owner offers to fight customers in his parking lot. So I had to jump in there and craft the PR message of like we apologize. We're just trying to, our ill-fated attempt at bringing cheer. Yeah.
So you were briefly running social and PPC for Fight Club.
Yeah. And the other thing that was really funny to me afterwards as well is because we had access to their Facebook page. Mm-hmm. When the business went under, they didn't pay their employees like the last wages that they were all owed. So we were also like controlling the Facebook when people were writing in like with like threatening like where's my money? And
I heard that he invited them to come down and fight for it.
Yes. So I told them all to show up at the parking lot at 2:00, and whoever wins
gets
paid.
their paycheck. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So that wasn't. So that's a perfect example.
Perfect
of
example.
The kind of client.
Well, you know what they say, like you can't put lipstick on a pig,
right?
Right. And I'm not calling the restaurant a pig.
I understand that analogy.
They did make delicious pig, though.
They did.
They did make delicious pig.
You can't put barbecue sauce on a pig.
Yeah, you can't put barbecue sauce on a lipstick pig. No, but it did highlight to me. This was years ago too, but it highlighted to me like taking on clients. So you'll get people who might send us an RFP, or they might and you look at the business model, and the business model is severely flawed. And then throwing money in ads at something that's a flawed business, all it's going to do is damage our reputation as a marketing agency. Yeah. So I think one of the advantages of being a marketing agency is being able to pass on projects that you don't think are going to be a good fit. And my spidey sense sometimes has got me out of jams. Sometimes I've been so like wanting to help, or and that's the other thing too, as a marketing agency. You want to have that Ryan Reynolds style impact on a brand, but knowing that you're not going to turn the needle of how their business is run,
right? Of
the success, you're not going to change the reputation of the business just through marketing, and you might go in thinking like you're going to be an impact for good, but you sometimes that's not your role.
Well,
in marketing.
And to be fair, like he had to show the same wisdom in choosing. Right. Effectively who he was going to market. If you look at it from that, he was partners, but he was just effectively their marketing company.
Right.
And he didn't just go off and choose any old company. I'm sure he did his homework to figure out which one had the right reputation, had the solid base as a third tier that he could amplify.
No, and I think Ryan Reynolds is extremely smart as far as understanding cultural moments. Again, we say that as the impact of like the Peloton woman, and then making the ad of her drinking a martini, perfect moment as far as a reaction to a social media or viral moment to amplify. But I think even bigger, like I bet you Ryan Reynolds would not touch a gin brand today, because just seeing the
market
alcohol
saturation,
and alcohol
maybe
is
it's not the
declining,
right market right now,
Like people aren't drinking gins.
Right, because of other drugs.
Yeah, the kids today aren't drinking like they used to.
Well, California sober, right?
Yeah,
it's marijuana, it's mushrooms, it's not alcohol.
Right, and I mean it's just a diminishes. But I think he understood very well like the cultural impact of when he took over these companies,
when that is the right product at the right time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he has exceptional foresight in that aspect of understanding, like, is there potential for this brand moving forward?
Right.
Yeah.
How does he do it? Did he have early access to ChatGPT?
Maybe just has a good team. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a time traveler. What is Ryan Reynolds investing in 2025?
I don't know.
Maybe that should be like an Oprah thing. Like, what's Ryan Reynolds?
Right.
What's Ryan Reynolds?
People track like Congress's like investments.
Yes. What's going to be hot in 2026 according to Ryan Reynolds?
What's Ryan Reynolds up to? I don't know.
Luchadors. We're all going to go back to luchadors. Fans, we're all going to like.
I do not think so.
No, do not.
I don't think so. So, Bill, we've been doing a fun segment. Well, you guys can decide if it was fun or not. we've been doing a fun segment of what's in your chat.
Yes.
Is there anything in your chat that you can share publicly that won't creep us out too much? There's a lot of words carrying a lot of weight in that sentence.
What's in my
Besides
chat?
what's in your chat.
Like who am I chatting with?
Chat GPT. Like topics in your chat GPT.
Oh.
See, now you know the caveats. Now you know why there's so many caveats in.
All right. So I will tell you my chat GPT. GPT is a lot different than my Gemini.
Oh.
So,
So tell us, let's lead into this then. How do you use Gemini versus how do you use Chat GPT?
Well, I'll give you an example. I've looked at tree removal responsibility in Maine, DMT drug,
Is that related to tree removal?
famous visitors of the Cafe Central in Vienna.
Was there any, by the way? Famous
Oh yeah,
visitors?
Hitler and Stalin.
We
and
promised
Tito
not to bring
and
up Hitler
Freud.
in this one again.
Did we promise not to bring up Hitler?
I feel like it did end up in
Hitler territory?
in cut in post.
Oh. Yeah, well,
By the way, we're against him
Against
and
Hitler.
everything he did, even his paintings.
yeah. Maybe his taste in strudel was okay.
I'm unaware of that. And
Well,
I do
the
not
Central
support it.
Cafe had some nice strudel.
Oh,
Yeah.
they served him.
Yep.
Maybe
well,
it was under threat of
before.
violence,
It was
though.
before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably if he had less sugar, he would have been less murdery. That's my lesson. I also have questions about the mule from Foundation.
The mule?
Yep.
Like it's a drink?
No, it's a character from some books from Isaac Asimov that there's a TV show of right now that doesn't really stick to it.
You just said so many words that I have no idea. Like all of those words.
The what's the difference between a photon as a particle or a wave in our vision? I was trying to make a fake calendar for my stuff. No, that doesn't make sense. Not. I was trying to make a. I was trying to make a calendar for the team of me,
Okay.
and that I don't think went well. Comparison of East Coast cities, Lord of the Rings wallpaper ideas. Yeah, so nothing really great.
Anything? Is there anything you've done on?
Let's go to Gemini. See if there's more interesting things in Gemini. The Webb telescope and its view of the Big Bang. U.S. family homicide statistics. How to recover a Facebook business. Extracting SKUs and URLs from data. Insurance exec becomes a hockey player, and I had a hockey coach. I made the lyrics.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, Canon RS5C troubleshooting guide.
Okay. Have you done anything recently on AI that maybe more of a search as opposed to producing something that really like surprised you by the result? Like, wow, that was very different than I expected, or much better than I expected.
I think the thing that's really surprised me right now in AI is I just got Higgsfield Soul, and it is image generation in video. And, I've been using VO3. I've been using Midjourney as far as, like, those have been my go-to tools. But the ability to put objects, like my Mayo videos that I made, I don't know if you saw the one where
I saw it.
Courtney covering herself with mayonnaise.
I did not see that.
Well, yeah.
The one I did see, I couldn't unsee.
Yes, Adrian drinking the mayonnaise. Yes.
Sorry, Adrian.
Sorry, Adrian.
All rights reserved.
Yeah. But how well it does it. That you can put product placement into, like, that one's the one that's been blowing me away and just giving me a lot of fun to play with. Yeah.
So this may or may not make it, but we have a get to know the team member.
Get to know the team member.
I do feel like we need a little
music, theme song.
Yeah, a little melody there.
Bill doesn't know anybody on his team.
I know this feels like it's going to be sad. Which team member once helped deliver a shark to SeaWorld for their shark experience? Once helped deliver a shark to SeaWorld for their shark experience.
I'm going to say it's Anna. Because SeaWorld is in Florida, right?
There is a SeaWorld in Florida.
There's also one in California, isn't there?
There's also one in California, and the plot thickens.
Is there one in Nebraska?
I believe it's called Berkshire World.
Berkshire World.
That's Berkshire Hathaway in Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha.
You can get a good steak there.
So was it Anna?
It was not Anna.
So somebody who...
By the way, this version, unlike previous versions of the game, it's a 3 strikes and you're out.
Okay.
Other versions have had unlimited guesses.
Have they?
Which I personally have found to be unsustainable.
That's true. Because eventually...
and eventually you just can't remember certain people's names.
All right. I'm going with my second choice, Erica.
False. As Dwight would say, false.
So I'm down to my last
choice.
My last choice.
SeaWorld delivered a shark to SeaWorld for their shark experience.
I'm going to say Adrian just so I'm not accused of racism at the end of this.
But now it's racist because you only chose him because of his race. It had to end in me crying again.
Well,
it's me.
I did it. Wait.
And I'm Chilean, so I'm not Chilean.
You're not Chilean.
But I do visit there sometimes.
Was it a Florida or was it a California
San Diego, SeaWorld San Diego. Yep. So my cousin, we had built a shark tank at his house, and we got a leopard shark and some stingrays and some eels. It was really cool as a teenager. And the shark got bigger than the tank. And so we called SeaWorld. They were just opening up their shark experience, which is a huge thing. So they were like, of course they were upset with us because we had a shark we couldn't take care of anymore. Right. So they scold you like a good mother. Yeah. And they're like, but yes, bring it down. But yes, we'll take it. So it was.
They scold you. And then you walk by their orca tank.
Yeah. That scolding didn't age well, did it?
Did not.
Did not age well. 35 years later, or 30 years later. Yeah. So he had a Suzuki Amigo. Remember those Suzuki Amigos? Yep. Those were fun little death traps in the 90s.
Yep.
And he had that, and so we had to put the shark in an igloo.
Yep.
And with a little battery-powered air bubbler, and we drove it about, I think it was like 2.5 hours from our house. Drove it down there and handed it off. They wouldn't let us actually go inside and see all the backstage there. There's very much the scolding, don't do that again.
So now
it wasn't illegally acquired, by the way. It was illegal.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. It was just like you can go to the fish store and buy the shark.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping now that both Rob, the other guy who owns Wrexham, and PETA don't listen to this podcast.
PETA? Oh, PETA. The fish lived happily ever after.
As well as one can live at SeaWorld.
First of all, it's a shark.
As much as a shark can live.
A shark.
I
want to ride on the shark boat.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Is that it? I feel like we have something else in us. We can cut this back into an earlier part of the...
I just feel like we just haven't...
We didn't even hit anything, did we?
We didn't go as unhinged as we should have.
I thought we were trying to keep...
I guess we were trying to be more
I was
subdued.
Personally trying to stay more on point.
We were trying to set a good example and not talk about bidets.
You know who you are.
You know who you are, bidet man.
Anything else?
Nope. I think we're done. Thanks for tuning in to the FreeDive Podcast.
It's the end.
No, it's not. There's more.
There's always more.
Don't be sad. You can catch our full video interviews on our YouTube channel. Come find us.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends so that we're not sad.
And follow us on TikTok.
and Instagram.
It'll make your day happier, promise.
And we'll know if you do. Until next time.